Hey people, you're watching Laketoria Nights, a show where we talk about movies, TV shows, video games, and everything in between. I'm Kevin, the host of this party, joined by Andy, the DJ of this party, and CJ, the life of the party. Say hello, guys.
Wait,
Woo woo!
wait, wouldn't it have made much better rhyming sense for CJ to have been the DJ?
You can't rhyme J with J. You just don't do it.
What about C and D?
C and D. Do C and D rhyme?
Yeah, they
C,
absolutely do.
Do you hear
No.
yourself talk when you say it?
C, D. I like to go by the C. I have a friend named D. I guess that does work. Never mind that. Today, we're going to be going over my rating system for games. If you listen to the podcast, you would know that CJ called me out on how I rate my games. I mean, I only reviewed one game on the channel, and he's already challenging my opinion. So, what's the deal with that?
Tap, 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 tap. Challenge!
It was not just one game, Kevin.
He's only reviewed one game on the channel officially, but he has been reviewing things with this weird metric scale of Kevin bullshit rating. And I'm calling him on the carpet tonight. I want to know in detail what these ratings mean.
Yeah,
So-
we're going to get this down to very specific degrees. We're going to get into the Kelvin scale.
Ha 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 ha. Quiet. Before I get started, a small disclaimer. During E3, when I was taking notes, when a game would come up, I'd put a number by it. That would represent how excited I was for the game, or the impression the previous game gave me, if it had a previous game. I don't know how the games at E3 are going to be, but this rating system that we're doing is going to be based, I should say, is based off the games that I have played. So, with that said, a little bit of background. I'm giving you a little bit of background about me, okay?
Oh, your
about
rating
my
system has
preferences
a
in games.
background story.
No, I have a background story. That's what I'm
I've
saying.
I've grown up with you. It's not that interesting.
Just so you can understand how I rate my games, so you're not just saying, Kevin, this is BS. You understand where I'm coming from. All right, so here we go. When I try to get a game, I look for three things. 1, the replayability. 2, the customization. And 3, the story. There are also 3 types of games that I mainly play, which is fighting games, role-playing games, and platforms. Or platformers, I should say. So, knowing the types of games that I like to play, that should give you some insight on how I rate the games.
on all of your biased opinions.
Yes, on all my biased opinions. So, if you have any questions or disagreement, speak up at any time. I'll just pause and let you chime in.
Okay. Well, before we get started now...
Here we go.
Before we do get started, in all seriousness,
Okay.
I just want to point out, I'm really glad that we're finally getting into your backstory, Kevin. I've been waiting so long for us to get into our character development arc on this show.
Yeah, that's great.
I think
yeah.
this is what's going to push us past 15 subscribers.
If we get past...
If we get 20 subscribers, I'm gonna start sending out pictures of Kevin so you can customize them.
No. I will lose it.
Customize your Kevin.
It'll be like the Rick and Morty games where there's Pocket Mortys, will be Pocket Kevin.
The rating scale. Games that get 10 or 9, these are games that I love playing while I'm playing them, meaning I get super excited when I'm playing the game. This is the game that I'll keep playing even after I beat it. This is also the game I play when I'm bored and I have nothing else to play. Examples of this game would be all the Mass Effect games, the Dragon Age games, and DOA.
Anything with jiggle physics or from BioWare.
See, I knew you were going to say that.
Kevin's a pervert.
I am not a pervert. DOA changed up fighting games.
Yeah.
Not because of the jiggly matrix, because of the counter button they put in.
DOA or DOA beach volleyball?
DOA hardcore, DOA 2, DOA 3.
Hardcore
He
beach
played
volleyball?
No,
I know
not
he
beach
did.
volleyball, the fighting game. DOA.
And beach volleyball. He
No,
like,
not beach
Kevin,
volleyball.
I grew up with you. You loved playing beach volleyball.
I did not play. No, our next door neighbor who remained unnamed bought beach volleyball and kept
And
pushing me to play this game
played
over
it.
and over again.
Oh god, so good.
Okay, fine. So no questions, no anything. All right, fine.
9
All
and
right.
10 is fine.
Okay, fine. All right. So games that get 8 or 7. These are games that are worth your money, but are not the best. But you truly get what you pay for. Examples of this would be Last of Us, Batman: Arkham Knight, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Mortal Kombat X, and Sonic Forces.
Whoa, time out.
These are all
Time out,
games
time
that
out,
I
time
played.
out,
All
time
right,
out,
I
time
know
out.
CJ.
Arkham Knight is only a 7 or an
No.
8 when it hits every bit of your criteria for what's a 9 or a 10?
You can't really customize Batman. You have to get all that extra stuff to get the type of Batman you want.
There's
CJ,
like 30 fucking skins for Batman. Plus
None of
all
that
the
kind of
abilities
customization.
you learn. And you
No.
changed the
You
Batmobile.
overlooked something really important, CJ. Kevin didn't just rate Arkham Knight a 7 or 8 tier. He put it on the same tier as Sonic Forces.
Wow.
So the 7 or 8 tier can apparently range anything from 100 and fire emojis to poo. That's good to know.
I just want to know how the hell Arkham Knight only got an 8. There's so much content in that game.
How
I'm-
often
I'm
have you
right.
how often have you replayed Batman: Arkham Knight?
I haven't finished beating everything in Batman Arkham Knight, and the last time
Okay,
I
I
actually
guess I
played
made my
Batman-
point
Hold
because
on,
I've
hold on,
beaten
hold on.
I've beaten all the Mass Effect games.
Hold on,
I've
time out,
beaten
time out, no,
all
no,
the
no, no,
Dragon
no,
Age
no, no.
games,
I didn't-
and when I
hold on,
beat
hold on.
Arkham Knight, I don't feel the need to replay it again. I'm
Hold
already
on.
I'm already
No,
done
no,
with
no,
it.
no, hold on. Did you beat the main story, or did you beat all the side quests and find the Riddler clues too?
No, I beat the main story. That's it. I
So
didn't
you
do all
only
the
beat
Riddler
the-
clues.
So you only beat the main story.
Yes.
So you didn't fight the extra bosses that came with the
No,
DLC
I didn't.
or anything.
No, I
No,
didn't.
So you only played half of Arkham Knight.
In
I didn't
Kevin's
do any of the
defense,
extra stuff.
in Kevin's defense, he did say that one of the big requirements for a high rating is replayability, and that game really doesn't have replayability.
I beg to differ, and I say that because you can play as Batman. There's a whole story with Harley Quinn. There's a whole story with Robin. There's a whole story with Catwoman.
That's all.
There's
That's
a whole
all
story with
downloadable
Batgirl.
content, though. And don't you have to pay for the Harley Quinn one and the Batgirl one?
No, those two came for free. You had to pay for Nightwings and Robin.
And we
So
all
those-
And
those
and
two
you
were
and
free.
you
So
can
those
be, and
two
you
were-
can be the Red Hood.
So those two were free. So then, what is it? A 2 hours more of gameplay for each one of those, or do you just go through the whole game now with just those two, with the
No,
new
it's-
downloadable
it's
stuff?
new stories that you can play. So it's about
How
2 hours.
how long is the story for those?
About 2.5 hours per character.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still standing by my 8.
Good night, folks.
Hey, you called me out. You wanted to know. I gave you a detailed list of the games that I play. Are we
Alright.
moving on?
Yeah,
Are
we're
we good?
moving on. We're moving
Because
on.
we're about to fight for this next one. I already feel it. So,
wait. No, you know what? Hold on. Before we do, I want to know why you rated Sonic Forces so high.
because of the customization.
Kevin.
Does
Yeah, the
every-
customization is so high, you could be like 7, or I think it's 5. It's either 5, I forget, 5 or 6 different animals.
Does every single wrestling game get a 7 because of the customization?
No, that's a good question. Well, yeah, because it does have replayability. If it does have good customization, yeah, I would give every wrestling game a 7, because I think there was one I actually played religiously with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't
God.
remember the name of that one.
We played Raw all the time, and
Yes.
Hogan would come over.
So yeah, I think that's the game I would give a 7. I would give that game a 7. But I haven't played any other wrestling game since, so I don't know.
Alright, I'm just making sure your list is consistent.
It is consistent. You're right. I would. And the fact that you can customize your own music in it also, that's definitely a 7.
Oh, and your entrance.
So, moving on, games that get 5 or 6, you were basically tricked into buying this game. They have some kind of gimmick that wasn't enough for you. So you either love it or hate this game. Games that are in this category are Dynasty Warriors, Saints Row, and Final Fantasy 15.
I really thought you were gonna throw Destiny in there.
No, well, I've played Destiny, but I don't think
You
I've
were
played
only
it-
kind into buying one Dynasty Warriors.
One, like I said, you either love it or hate it. These are the type of games that you either love or hate. And I love Dynasty Warriors, but it is the same thing. It really is the same game over and over again. Granted, we did talk about Dynasty Warriors 9, and the changes and what we did. But what was your rating on it at the time? Do you remember what you said it was?
I think I gave like a 7.
Yeah. So it was about what? So that's a C for you, right?
Yeah, but hold on. You're saying Dynasty Warrior games and not just specifically Dynasty Warriors games.
No, not just 8 or
9.
9. I'm saying them as a whole. Most of all the games.
All right,
I'll
let me
say
ask
all
you
the
this.
games. Okay.
Do most RPGs get this rating? Because
No.
you can make the argument that just about most, not every, but a lot of RPGs are the same thing. The only difference is different characters and story.
Yeah, but the story is also an element that I take
mean,
in and count.
I was gonna say, I
But
think
Dynasty
that's the
Warriors
point.
gives you different point of view stories in every different game. You're never
But it's
playing
the same. But it's the same.
No,
It's the same
you're not
character with
playing-
every game.
It's the same characters, but you're getting more and more of different story with every game.
They didn't
I
really
question
start
that.
doing that until 9.
Was it 9?
Let's
Because
be-
I feel like
let's
they
be
changed
fair.
in Dynasty Warriors. I feel like they changed their whole story structure in Dynasty Warriors 5, where some of the characters suddenly changed alignment all of a sudden.
Well, yes, there was
Well,
that.
they tried to
but-
become more historically accurate.
Yeah.
I stick by my 6 for Dynasty Warriors. But for role-playing games, depending on the role-playing game, if I don't get much customization, then yeah, they would fall into a 5 or 6. It would fall into a 6 or a 5.
I think it all comes down to how good the art assets and the story is and all that. Because
And the reason why Final Fantasy
we've all
15
played RPGs with garbage stories.
Right, and the reason why Final Fantasy 15 is in this category, because before I found out about all the new updates, this game would have been an 8. But because I found out they changed the ending, and I'm not gonna lie, I cried when I beat this game because it was such a good ending. And then they tell me, by the way, this isn't the real ending. Here's the real ending. It's gonna come out pretty soon. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
You're trying to sell me
did
more
this to me.
games.
So Final Fantasy 15 being in the 6 or 5 tier is out of spite. Because they don't really give you much in customization, and all it is really you get to explore. So if you're really into sandbox games, where you're going around exploring and doing stuff, this is what this game actually is. Because it's only about 20 hours of story, and the rest is just you going out killing monsters, which isn't bad. But I'm just saying.
So for the crowd listening at home, I just want to point out that this means that the Kevin game rating system is both equal parts objective and subjective.
Yeah,
bias.
I was gonna tell our listeners if they're ever interested in a game and Kevin's reviewing it and he gives it, a 5 or a 6, just comment
Weigh
and
it.
ask him.
Whoa,
Ask
whoa,
him if
whoa!
it's about a
First
spike.
of all, did you see my review? Did you see my review on Dragon Crown? Was that not enough details for you? I explained why I give them the rating I
You
gave.
covered up all the best details, Kevin.
I just want them to ask you if it's out of spite.
Okay, fine. Final Fantasy 15 was out of spite, and it belongs in the 8 or 7 tier. Are you happy? Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want
Oh, I
an
said
honest
15, right?
review,
Yeah.
Kevin. I just want an honest review. All right.
Okay.
So now we're getting into the real bottom of the barrel trash tier.
Okay, here we go. The trash tier, which is if a game gets a 4 or a 3, this game is outright lazy. You can tell just by playing the game, it's a clone of a more popular game, but you get less things. Examples in this, Marlowe Briggs, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Sonic Boom.
Oh god. Every time I think about that game, I just think about how that's the most successful stream you've ever run was a Marlowe Briggs stream, and it makes
I
me
almost
real
had 10
sad.
people watching me. That was crazy.
Yeah, I really can't argue with any of the games that you named.
Nope.
And that's it. Okay, all right. So we do agree that these 3 games do belong in this tier.
Yep.
Yeah,
Not pig trash
I would
garbage.
say, I would
but
say
garbage.
the Assassin's Creed series belongs in the same token that you put Dynasty Warriors into.
Yeah, but I said Brotherhood. I pointed out the actual game, not the
Yeah,
whole.
I'm saying their series, I think as a whole, belongs in that echelon. But if you're going game by game, Brotherhood specifically, I could see why you rated it that low.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Moving on.
Wow, that was the least hostile tier. I feel like we all come together when we're talking about bad games, but then when
Yeah,
we're
like,
talking
I
about
could-
games,
listen, I couldn't argue any game that he just said.
Shit.
I really couldn't argue any game that yeah, those 3 really did suck. So yeah, well, okay.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
So here we
we
go. The bottom of the barrel here. So any game that gets a 1 or a 2, you just literally feel sick playing the game. Your stomach turns and you just regret playing it. And to be truthful, there's only one game that I've ever played that made me feel that way. And this game, I should just give a 0, but you have to rate it something, so it's a 1. And it's Dragon Ball Sagas.
I remember that game.
It was the worst game ever. I've never been so angry before playing this game.
I think
guess
part of that was admittedly because you were expecting a lot because it was a Dragon Ball game, and then you got Dragon Ball Sagas.
Yes. Yeah, and I assume, and I imagine any first-person shooter game that came out between 2005 and 2007 on the first Xbox console trying to copy Halo, I imagine those would be 1s and 2s also.
Oh, yeah.
Mind you,
Halo did not do well.
Yeah, mind you, I've never really played any of those games. I'm just assuming that because I worked at EB Games for 2 years. So when you see games like Conflict and 25 to Life get traded in a lot, you can just only assume that these are just terrible games.
I'm trying to think, do I have any games that fit in that one category?
I mean, have you ever played a game that just made you feel sick? Just literally sick playing the game. Why did I do this?
They are very few and far between. This is not, as subjective as Rotten Tomatoes ratings.
I would say, for me, one time I bought this thing off Wish.com, and it's this Nintendo emulator. It advertised, oh, we have 600 Nintendo games, but in reality, they have 100 Nintendo games copied over 6 times each. You know what really got me and how I knew, alright, this is a mistake? It didn't have Super Mario 1, 2, or 3, but had Mario Brothers 4, and these different Mario games that I never heard of in my life.
Yes, play the Mario Sisters. We have many games.
And I started going through the pages, see the 600 games, and I'm just alright, going through the pages, and by page 5, they're repeating games that were on page 1. I'm just alright, Wish.com, you get what you pay for. I really did spend $20 on this. I own this one.
This one was on me.
Okay. Well, that's my rating system. Any final words before we peace out?
I think based off your rating system and based off the conversation before, because the conversation before, an 8 to you was a meh.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I did say an 8 before was a meh. And here I did say that games here are worth your money. But, okay, fine. I was wrong. I was wrong. It's not a meh. A meh would be maybe, I don't know, maybe a 5 or 6. But then again, I like Dynasty Warriors, and I would play them or Saints Row again.
Well, yeah, kind of. I think what it really comes down to is the 5 or 6 tier is the subjective. You're either gonna, like you said, you'll either like these games or you'll hate them, and it's all on you. If we're talking about it as a general video game as a whole, without looking at personal preference or anything like that, that's when you go, okay, this is kind of a meh game. From a perfect, pure outsider's perspective.
On our wrap-up show, I believe, we sat there, and Kev said, this is an 8, meh. And it's how the fuck do you say something you rate as an 8 is
like I said before, this is just me being excited about the game, knowing that, alright, cool, I'm going to play this once, I'm going to get a good play out of it, and afterwards, meh.
Afterwards, I'm never going to see it again.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen.
I really suggest you go back and play Arkham Knights. There's so much good stuff in there. So much.
Alright, Andy, how about you? Any last words? Final words?
You said
listeners, trust your instincts. If you feel deep in your gut that when you look at a game and you feel sick to your stomach, just trust it. Trust that game is a 1 or a 2, and don't pick it up. That's why I can't give any examples, because I inherently see those games that I'm this is gonna be a garbage game, and then I don't waste my money on it. So I've never played one.
You know what game I give a 1? That time I went to Burger King and they were giving out Xbox games. And I got Sneak King for the Xbox 360. And you run around as the Burger King mascot giving people meals and coffee. But you have to sneak up on them for some reason. That's a thing. So I feel if someone's going to offer me coffee or food, I'd rather them be direct and be here you go, you look hungry. Not sneak up on me and assault me with things I don't want.
Yeah, well, no, it absolutely is. And if you saw any of the cut commercials that never made it to television, There's definitely one time when he framed Ronald McDonald with a butcher's knife. You know, just snuck right into his house.
Okay. I'm ending it now. All right, we're finished. We're not getting in trouble with anyone else. We don't want Burger King coming after us. So,
Listen, Burger King has their own troubles when they copy off McDonald's blatantly with their new double quarter pounder with cheese.
oh god. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
that's right. Burger King now offers a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Wendy's
We
still
here, we here at Laketoria would like to thank you for watching. We would appreciate it if you'd like, comment, and subscribe. But if you can only do one of those things, that's fine too. But cool people do all three. Are you a cool people?
Comment one of Kevin's ratings on this episode.
Yeah, do that. All 13 of you, or 14. I forget how many of you are now.
Are we doing a sign off?
Yeah, that was our sign off.
Oh, that was our sign off. Bye, everyone.